Okay, I am not going to waste any time, so I'm going to get straight to the point. The Moo community is at the worst it's ever been. It has become more garbage than it ever was. Probably one of the worst communities I've seen. And I'm going to tell you why. I will go through a few things and I will show you why it is one of the worst communities in the IO realm, maybe even of all time. Who knows? But anyway, let's start with the most obvious one. The hackers. They have flooded Moo since 2 years ago, perhaps, and they've actually existed since the beginning. That's how bad it is. It originally started with auto heal, then Insta-kill, then bots, then gold exploits. Seriously, you cannot get this amount of gold without a script or a macro. Then auto clicker and auto aim, which I didn't even consider at first, to lagging the server, to teleporting every player into the corner of the map, getting all of these kills, to crashing the server, when you get attacked, all the way up to the hacks and scripts we see now. And just to be clear, a lot of these are scripts, or extensions or mods or whatever the hell you want to call them, but there are still genuine hacks out there, the katana and musket, crashing the servers. A lot of the hacks you may see are based on certain scripts and hotkeys that are pressed frame by frame. This is what I mean. Q and space are arguably the most important hotkeys when it comes to these running macros and scripts. Space is to attack, Q is to heal. Do you see the problem here? I yield. Moo hacks are worse than in Roblox or any games. And this is coming from someone that has regularly played Roblox. Roblox. We all know Roblox by now. We all know how garbage it can be. At least Roblox has anti-hack measures. Moo has none. And if it does, they are not working. This basically sums up Moo in a nutshell, regardless if they hack or not. Most of it at the very least. You ever play a game you enjoy, and then someone that uses a script or a hack comes in, kills you, calls you noob, calls you easy, and says all the stupidest insults ever? Yeah, that's this game right here. It's a fucking joke. When you have regular players, and not just regular players, even some YouTubers believe that they should use a script or a hack to make the game playable, you know there's an issue with the game and with the hacks. Now everyone knows, I do not agree with this, but I at least try to understand why they do it. It doesn't matter what you call them, mods, hacks, scripts, it doesn't matter. They were never allowed. Any of you can make a claim that mods and extensions are fine with the game. No, they're not. The developer never intended for this game to have any mods or extensions. Surely that's why dev.moo exists. Surely that's why mod.io exists. Why plague an official game with these scripts, hacks, whatever you want to call them? It is unfair for everyone. Do it somewhere else. Even Jabidal, who was one of the few that made these hacks into this game, provided solutions, or at least a temporary fix. That came from a hacker themselves. Although it was a year ago, they at least gave a developer a solution and a way to stop these hacks. I don't know if they were ever implemented, but still, I will leave that there. The next reason is the YouTubers themselves. Not all of them, but a select few. You know, those that actually promote the hacks or disguise their videos as not a hacking video, but are exposed later on for hacking in the first place. I taught noobs how to play this game using scripts, and this is the outcome. I am so proud. You see, this is the problem. You of all people should have known that this would have been the outcome, and you should have known that the game would have been flooded with hacks. You are an older YouTuber. I thought you would have at least known better. Clearly not. This kind of thing pisses me off. Oh yeah, and look at this. Playing without hacks in the video title. Hey, don't judge too harshly. It's at least better than this pile of garbage. Also, part 13. Part 13? Well, it's better than part 1, I guess. But it makes you think. If he's putting in the title Playing Without Hacks Part 13, what videos did he hack on? What videos did he hack in? It's up to you to find out. But with a title like that, you cannot deny that perhaps this YouTuber did hack. Lost MVP as hacker, game over. Well, I guess that clip that's been going around, where he's been healing against 2 bull helmets, I guess that little clip right there has been exposed as him actually hacking. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I like how when I type in Rebsy Squad on YouTube, and there are two searches that appeal to me. Rebsy Squad, I don't hack. Rebsy Squad hack. Do you see the problem? Which is it? Maybe we should find out. Take a look at this, for example. Simple, right? But if you look closer, you can see where it all falls apart. No one can have this much precision when they boost attack, equipped to turret gear, and almost perfectly attacking with spear and musket. It lags a bit during the insta-kill process. Lags? Maybe he cut some of it out to make it show that he's being fast at switching. Also take note that this video runs at 60 frames per second. If you've ever seen a video that's in 60 frames per second, for example my videos, the video is rather smooth at every point in the video, except when it lags, which in this case it doesn't, including at the spot where I insta-kill, where I show all of the insta-kills, regardless if I'm doing it or someone else is. It suddenly cuts at every major insta-kill, and in this particular case, it doesn't even equip the turret gear with the mouse. You can make your own judgment. Not convinced yet? How about this? No human can heal twice simultaneously. That is just a fact. There is always a delay when you have to heal. And here, you see him healing twice, with no frame cut. How about this final one, which I luckily managed to record before it somehow disappeared off the internet. I wonder why. But here, you see this YouTuber, he can make the server crash spike at any time he likes. If you want to try and save Mumu, go to my Discord server and vote Mumu is in your hands. What? What? Why? The server should not be in anyone's hands. The game should not be in anyone's hands. Why are you making these dumb fucking hacks? It makes no sense. The worst part is how you laugh as you crash it. The worst part is how you smile when you crash it. If you attack me, I will crash the server. Why? Why ruin innocent people's experience in a game? Why do it? Do you know what people are capable of? They will take a hack like this and they will ruin every single server they can. Do you not understand? The fact that you named it this and used them hashtags just proves how blind you were at not realizing how crazy and how much this will break the game. So much so that you actually deleted it along with all your other hacks. Well, there's at least someone with some decency in this game. And to that, sir, I commend you. However, that announcement you made on Discord could have been worded better. Perhaps. I'm just putting it out there for you. And hopefully you learn from this. At least you admit to being wrong, and that is something I can respect. It's just a damn shame that not everyone can do the same. And then they start to talk about other people and say that they hack, putting the attention on someone else. But it doesn't change the fact that you exposed yourself and others exposed you for hacking. But apparently throwing 12-year-old responses to an actual problem is a lot better as well. Kudos. It really just explains the whole denizen of this game. The kind of people that play this game. Teenager kids being so immature. And you know what? I can forgive that. Because we all were at some point, but this is ridiculous. Admit to your mistakes. To all YouTubers, to everyone else, admit to your mistakes. If you get exposed, don't cower in secrecy. Own up to your mistakes, apologise, move on, don't do it again. Simple as that. It's not hard. You would be more respected if you did this, but no, you just want to lie. You want to push the blame on other people, and it's not going to work. When you throw other people under the bus, it is not going to help anyone. I will leave you with one thing. Do you know the reason why I don't do destroying hackers? It is because, if I do, there will be more hackers that will want to be my video, so they will use these hacks, they will use these scripts, just to be my video. Indirectly breed more hackers. I didn't want that. I've made a few, and that is enough for me, because I knew since the beginning that the influence I had, or maybe still have, I don't know, more people would have used these scripts. So, to those that keep telling me to destroy hackers, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not making videos on it for this particular reason. The next reason as to why the community is so bad and the game is so bad, it is down to two particular Discord servers that I will separately discuss. The community Discord, or Moocord if you will, and Feudal. Now before I start with this, I want to stress two things. I cannot stress these two things enough. There are still some good people in Moocord, and there are still some good people in Feudal. Not everyone is bad. I am making that clear right now. Despite this, there was always drama within the Moo Discord since the beginning. If you were there, do any of you remember Aris, the power abusing admin 2.5 years ago? That's where it all started. Now luckily, that admin is long gone, but it didn't end there in terms of staff members and admins. Now I can't give many screenshots simply because of this reason. The server was raided twice. Twice! Probably more, but I do remember it was raided twice. It had over 50,000 members at one point, until the purge, although somehow I'm still there, which is quite funny. But regardless, even Feudal at one point had more server members. But it goes to show how badly they choose staff members. They have staff applications, which can work, but the issue is you have to give people the role of server manager, moderator, whatever, if you trust them. Staff applications are not so easy. Take that from my server where I only promote people to staff based on trust, and so far it's worked. So far, but that's another story. Now, other than things like just spamming the developer for updates, which I'll get to, and just spamming in general, there isn't much drama that I can find. But I will go with this one drama that happened recently with a YouTuber and a moderator. Who banned Reaper Z? Yes, that has been like the major drama so far recently, and it's particularly stupid, and I will show you why. Now, fans of him and some people in general may have seen this video in particular. Now, I know what you're thinking. That title is very, very concerning. However, if you look in the video, all he doesn't hack, but he shows others that are hacking. Now, to be fair, the title could have been worded differently, but you do whatever you can for views on YouTube, right? But that didn't stop one moderator from banning him. This dude, who will probably ban me for exposing him, but I don't give a fuck. I would love to see the video where he hacks. Or is it that particular video that I just showed? It doesn't matter though, he still got banned. And then he eventually made a rant expose video, which you should all see for yourself, because there's a lot more stuff in there that I haven't found. Nice language, by the way. After this, at least 2 people went and directly messaged this guy to try and get an answer, and it was just the same answer again and again, without showing any particular evidence whatsoever. If you ban someone, at least give definitive evidence, legitimate evidence, before you ban them. Okay, this was pretty funny. Maybe that's a revelation and a half for you, my dude. Well, maybe you shouldn't have unjustly banned someone so that you wouldn't be bothered by some people in the first place. Did you ever think about that? This is really all on you. Also, maybe you should show the other half of the stuff, as you call it, instead of hiding without evidence. Dude, it's not hard. If you have evidence of someone hacking, show it. Show it. If you have no evidence, simply do not ban them. And look, Reaper Z doesn't even care if he's banned or not. All he wants is evidence. Give it to him properly. Apparently he hacked before, according to one of the admins, which I don't believe for a second. Which, according to Reaper, he did not use his voice at all. He only joined voice chat to listen and not talk. Perhaps someone went with a rumour that he was hacking, because you know, people do that. I get accused of hacking even though everyone knows I don't. Imagine believing rumours that are false. You know. Alright, this seems to be a more legitimate reason. This whole idea of promoting Insta-kill hacks and all that crap, regardless if you hack or not. But does it not seem weird that they say this right after his banned? I don't know. There's still no proof of him hacking, which is the whole point of this. Oh, and speaking of evidence, apparently he has a habit of fabricating evidence, faking evidence, just to prove his point. And there are some more screenshots that actually come from the artists of the game. This may seem pointless to you right now, but in terms of fabricating evidence just to prove your point, this right here is proof as to why I don't believe them. Imagine you are working on a game that you love to work on in terms of art, but you believe and you feel like you are being used by the admins just for art. This one stings a bit, I'll admit. You should probably pause to read if you can, because I'm not going through it all. However, I have a theory, and that theory is this. I believe Feudal has taken over the Moo Discord, because over time, it feels more like Feudal staff members are also getting staff members in Moocord, if you will. However, I will say this, Feudal is actually a great idea. The idea of bringing clans together for tournaments, for prizes, for perks in the Discord, I think it's a great idea, and it keeps the activity in the game rolling. So for Feudal, it has great intentions, and actually does have good potential. The problem is everything else, from the server's toxicity, which you can't really help. It was going to happen regardless of how good or bad it is. So that's actually the least of the worries. To staff perhaps being power hungry and abusing their power, to clans hacking in official wars and being exposed for it, or in this particular case kicked out for using an auto clicker, which I never considered at first. I'll admit that. This one was amusing though, because it practically says retire from staff or you are demoted from staff. What kind of revocation is this? But looking at it, it just shows once again the lack of trust they have in their admins. And once again it just shows it seems like they picked the wrong admins, the wrong moderators, just like the Moo Discord. So somewhere around the line there will be some kind of power abuse or corruption or whatever. The server is already undermined by some of these clans anyway, so is the damage already done? I don't know. From being kicked out of a Feudal clan for taking someone's turret, being kicked or fired, as he says, from Feudal for leaking information, which isn't as bad as you think. But people are going to leak information anyway, so does it really matter in the end? And also, once again, to repossess content being removed suspiciously. So, surely it couldn't have been this dude. Surely. I could be wrong here, but surely it wasn't this dude, right? You know, the issues that he had with him on Moo Discord for being banned. It can't be him, right? Bullshit. And some people may ask me, or may tell me, why have I not joined Feudal? It's the same reason why I didn't join any DAPO clan. It serves no purpose for me. I do not want my Discord server to be a clan. I've always said I want it to be a chill place where people can hang out and so forth. So clans, they have no use for me. Feudal has no use for me. DCCI for DAPO has no use for me. Now there is one good side to Feudal. They do ban hacking clans and hackers, which I commend them for, because, you know, nobody should use hacks and scripts in a war. They should not. And the fact that clans and certain people will go that far to try and win, it just shows that they don't really care for the game. Or Feudal, they just want to win no matter what. No substance. Nothing. And that is a shame, because Feudal is actually a good thing. People just like to abuse it. And I hope they do find a way to change all of this, because it has better potential. And maybe one day it will be great. Now for the next reason. And this reason might be the one reason that everyone may think. They think the developer, along with the lack of updates, is the reason why Moo is where it is now. Now why do they think this? Some may think he only cares about money. Some may think it is because he's working on another game. Some may think he just doesn't care at all. And they have every right to think this, and they have every right to have this opinion. But I'm going to address all of these, and hopefully people will change their minds. Now first, about the money issue. The dude has made 8 games, as far as I know, and all of them, except maybe 1 or 2, have had moderate and decent success. If he didn't care, he would have pissed off with the money and not even update any of the games and never come back. But no, he's still here, passionate about not all of them, but at least 2 of these games, because he wants to make games and he wants to update. It is fine to focus on other games. It doesn't mean he doesn't care. It means he's focusing on something else. Krunker is his most popular game. Why would he not update it? It has the most traffic, and regardless if it gave him money or not, I'm pretty sure he would still update. You can update 2 games at once. It's not hard. Well, okay, maybe it is hard. I'm no developer. But there are reasons as to why he's not updated. And you can see on the Discord, all you can see, and if you look up update in the search bar, or even try and mention someone, it's everywhere on that Discord. You see where this is going? This is almost like harassment at this point. I cannot fathom how many private messages he got a day and mentions in the Discord per day to update Moo. That's how bad it was. But there is one more thing you must see, and you're not gonna like it. Death threats. Fucking death threats. Are you serious? And I'm not lying about this. He confirmed this in one of my video premieres. And not just that, the entire community apparently treated him bad. Also, check this out. This one guy threatening his family. Why? Over a dumbass game, over updates, harassing him consistently. He even said it himself. He left because of people like Phoenix. And you know the worst part? He brags about it on Reddit. This dude does not care at all. People like him are the reason why he left. And this is just one example I could show, but I'd say it was the worst example I could find. This isn't everyone, of course, but it's a tiny amount of people that do this. And while we're on the topic of this guy, he seems to be very apologetic, but still shows no remorse, because I'm not surprised if he continues to do this today. Not to mention him bragging about his 2,000 plus kills that he probably got with bots. So I'm hacking, okay? Please tell me this. I don't have to hear anything from you. You just exposed yourself. People seem to like exposing themselves. Hey, it's better to expose yourself than to be exposed by someone else, because at least then he didn't lie about it. At least he's honest. He's still a bad person though, for what he did and for what he said. Now, you can all talk about him not caring about the game anymore, but the amount of updates says otherwise. And a lot of them, at least in recent memory, were about fixing hacks as part of the update. And I'm talking about before he left, before he stopped updating. He did listen to the community as much as he could, but apparently that wasn't enough now, was it? Because when a community treats a developer bad, in fact, it feels more like he was rejected. The one game he liked to update, before Krunker of course, the community just flat out rejected him, it seems. Now compare the amount of updates to previous games. From what I remember, he only updated his older games for 4 to 5 months. He updated Moo for at least a year and a half. He did care, no matter what you all think. Now the staff members had the audacity to try and update Moo. They wanted to take over because of the lack of updates. Fair enough. It seems harmless at first, and it actually got a lot of people excited because they thought it was going to happen. Secret boss in this case. But there wasn't an update, and they later admitted they did not have the code to update the game. Unless if you're a developer, how can you have the code? If you have no vital experience in developing, why would you take over updating the game? Why would you lead people on by saying you're going to update the game? Sure, you were honest, but hyping up people only to disappoint them was a terrible move, and it made more of the community disgruntled. This one was on you, staff members. Although I believe you did try to get the code, you didn't. You should have made the announcement when you got the code. Then it would be more believable. I did not believe there would be an update until it happens. You need to get that through your head first, before you announce you are taking over development. Now I know what some of you may be thinking when I say all this. It could be things like, you're only saying this because you're kissing his ass. You're only saying this because Moo gives you the most views. He told you to say all of this stuff. No, he did not. And no, I am not kissing his ass. I have an opinion just like everyone else. And he did not coerce me to say any of this. In fact, I doubt he knows I'm making this video. So how can he coerce me to say all this stuff? However, there are some things I cannot defend him on. Troll updates such as adding emerald weapons, which further just annoyed the community because nobody could find them, and apparently they don't exist, although according to MonsterBot, the artist, the files do exist, they're just not implemented yet. Cryptocurrency, which increased the GPU usage of everyone's computers, and I don't care who you are, adding cryptocurrencies in a game is really stupid. I know everyone's doing Bitcoin these days, but adding it into a game is a terrible idea no matter who you are. And the last one is Moo 2, which was meant to be the next game in the chapter of Moo. There was an announcement and everything back in early 2018 when it was released on Reddit. Now I'd like to think I'm a patient person when it comes to new games and new updates, but there were no screenshots, no prior announcements leading up to it and everything. There was a major buzz and hype around it which later died, and apparently a year passed and the developer didn't even start making a game, which frustrated me a lot. All it did was make more people impatient for an update, or an update on Moo 2. There are so many things, and there are so many reasons as to why this is happening, and it's come to the point that people have thought Moo 2 was a lie, when apparently it was going to be a thing, and I do believe them, but the way it was handled was poorly executed. It's a shame really, because Moo 2 could have been a lot greater than the original Moo right now. Oh, and by the way, since we are on the topic of the developer, he actually removed himself from the Moo Discord due to supposedly how bad he was being treated. And who wouldn't? If you're getting treated badly, why would you want to stay? That's all there is to it. Now there is one more thing that should be discussed. It's not as huge as what I've talked about already, but I believe it's important. It's actually been going on for at least 2.5 years. And it's about the metagame of Moo. And this is the one thing I am not exempt from, because I am that person that brought the garbage circle of death to light, and I also did a few Insta-kill videos in the past, which also created more traffic for more Insta-kill videos. So you can see I damaged the game quite a bit. You can also say that I made the game worse. You can also say I exposed myself for doing this. But I never hacked. Well, unless you count my shitposts, where I didn't hack, but only with an axe. But there were no scripts, so I'm exonerated from the situation. Now, as everyone knows, this game started as a base building game, but it wasn't until this update that more and more player versus player updates were implemented, and the idea of base building slowly started to disintegrate. You can barely make a base solo anymore. And if you do, it's probably because you use a script. I think that's all of the topics that I want to discuss, but I will discuss one more topic that I believe could be important, and it's the comments around my videos. You know, crap like this. Okay, so I can apparently update Moo right now. This one thinks I can update Moo. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not a developer. I'm just a YouTuber currently exposing shit behind the scenes. Okay, so according to this commenter, I don't deserve a chance to play other games. You see the problem here? You see why certain YouTubers are disillusioned? It's because of comments like these. And this exactly proves the toxicity of the community. It's a joke. Do you know what Moo doesn't deserve? Sydney, the developer, because he's worked his ass off to try and make this game the best it can be, or for him to be shat on by the community. And I've been sick and tired of people that say that he doesn't care. He did care. If he didn't, he would have left a lot sooner. And you can talk about me or even him making excuses or scapegoats for him no longer updating the game to focus on something else. Dude, he's a human being, and he deserves to be treated as such. He's not a fucking machine whose only purpose is to update one game, or 2 games. No, he's a fucking human being, and he should be treated as such. He's not perfect, and that's fine. How would you feel if you got harassed and death threats? How would you feel? You would not feel good, would you? Maybe you should think about that before talking shit. I am sorry to everyone that has watched this video and if some of you feel uncomfortable. But this is something I've been pissed off about for so long, and I have held back making this video for many months, and I have finally just decided to just do it now and get it off my chest. None of this should be happening, but it has happened because of all the things I have talked about. Now, I've had quite a bit of help gathering all these screenshots and some videos, and to those that helped me, thank you. You all know who you are. And to the community, I suggest you start being better, because although it isn't all of you, it is definitely a lot of you being the reason as to why all of this has happened. And it's not just that. To the hackers that started all this, good job on ruining the game, and I have nothing else to say to you. To the people, whether if they are YouTubers, part of the community, whatever, if any of you want to come at me and attack me, I have one thing to tell you. All you're doing is proving my point, and unless if you have genuine, decent and reasonable, legitimate evidence, all you're doing is adding fuel to the fire and providing more ammunition for me to possibly use in the future. So I would be careful on what you say and what you do. Just a heads up, I don't really care. If you don't care for this drama, well, you don't have to care. You can always leave the video and do something else. It's up to you. You never had to care. I'm just making this video for those that care. And to the developer, if you see this, I am sorry, but I had to make the video. I couldn't hold back any longer. I hope you understand. And maybe someday you can update Moo again, and not listen to all the toxic people that have brought you down over the years. And to sum up this video, I will show this screenshot which shows most of the reason as to why this has happened. The community needs to start giving a crap, because if they don't, Moo is going to stay the way it is, and all it's going to do is get even worse. And to those that still care, you can go ahead and watch Reaper Zed's video, because there are some things in there that I did not mention, and you may be interested to know if you care enough. That is all I have to say about that. And if you watch for this long, congratulations. You finally know what the Discord is like. You finally know what some YouTubers are like, and you finally know what the community is like. Take that as you will, and I will see you another time. Ciao.